reintroduce to others our amazing presenters tonight. This couple, we call them the king and queen of the travel parties, because I remember for the past 5 years in this industry, they are amazing when it comes to everything travel. And when it comes to travel parties, they have, you know, created a massive organization nationally, internationally, because they know how to go out there and get people and build massive organizations. And that's why they're one-star platinums, right? They have a heart of gold. They have an adorable daughter that's growing by the minute. My niece needs to slow down because soon, before they know it, they blink their eyes, they will be paying for college like I just did. You don't know where the time has gone, but she's an absolute princess. I love her to death. So tonight they are going to talk about entrepreneurship. So let's get ready, right? Because that's who we are, entrepreneurs. So I'm going to get out of the way and bring on our one-star platinums, founder council members, none other than Derek and Ala Velasquez. Family, are you there? You make sure.
Hello, Miss KBM. How are you?
I am fine. I am fine. Let me stop this and let you take the floor. It's all yours, brother.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miss KBM, our sister. We have been family for many, many years now, over 6 years now. It's been a good run, and I'm super excited. Thank you so much for everything that you do, not only for the company, but everything that you do to help a lot of other people out there in the travel industry and in evolution travel. So much love. You know how much we love you, sis. Stay safe out there in Jersey. We know we all have our Founders Council thread, and you always keep us updated. So thank you again so much for bringing us on. And my name is Derek Velasquez. Isla went to go put away the dogs. You guys know, if you guys don't know us yet, we have 5 dogs and a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old right now, she is being crazy at her grandma's house. So we try to strategically put her at a place where we can focus. Because if you guys have any kids, especially the young ones, or had kids that, of course, they're 2 years old, she's crazy right now. So being new parents, we're definitely adjusting to that. Thank you guys for logging in today. Get your pen and paper out. We're going to go over some information today that I hope that you guys are going to receive some value from it. Let me make sure that we're recording. KBM, are we recording? Yes, I see you recording. Awesome. And you guys just take notes. It's Sunday, so we have these calls on Sunday evening for a reason, because all of you guys here are entrepreneurs. Okay. And whether you know it or not, you have joined this business because you're an entrepreneur, right? You have taken the initiative to become a home-based business owner. You have taken the initiative to learn something different, right? Other than what we have been taught growing up. We go to school, get a good education. From there, you go to college, and after that, you go get a good what? Go get a good job, right? And then from there, you join I like to call it the rat race, right? Of the 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life. And then at 65, you can retire. But what we're seeing is that, you see people at Walmart, you see people at Home Depot, 65-ish, right? 60, and they're still working there. So, you have to look at that and just know that maybe that system is a little bit broken, right? Not even a little bit, but I say a lot of bit broken. Okay, here goes Isla, my co-host with me.
Hello, family. Happy Sunday. I'm excited to be here. Welcome, everyone, and thank you, KBM, for always being there for us and hosting. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want to get this video going because we thought this was a really powerful video just to get the training started. And it's really about entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. So you guys put your volumes up loud. Type some 8s in the chat box if you guys can see my screen. Just want to make sure that you guys are actually seeing what we're showing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Patrice. Appreciate you. And we're gonna get started. Here we go.
What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? In a world of inaction, over-promising and under-delivering, every second, man seems to claim himself an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone that would never call himself an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone that is happy to work while all others are out partying. An entrepreneur's drug is success. He is addicted to success. And finally, the entrepreneur knows one simple fact. I will make it, maybe not immediately, but absolutely and definitely. You have to hustle. You have to think outside the box to make things happen when it seems impossibly difficult for anything to happen. To continue to get up off of the canvas when you are beaten down relentlessly. Win or learn. I never lose. I will succeed, not immediately, but absolutely and definitely. I will take action when others hesitate. I will think big when others don't. I will sacrifice when others won't. I will dare to dream of greatness when others fear it. I will outwork my competition day and night. I am the captain of my fate, the master of my soul, the boss of my dreams, the king of my goals. You have to be a leader, to be unique, to be hungry always and never satisfied. Proud, but never satisfied. To be followed by the competition, to take criticism and negativity and use it to build your greatness, to survive the storms and the tough moments, to be humble in the good times. It is sacrificing your today for a better tomorrow. It is living a few years of your life like others won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like others can. That sacrifice, the dedication, the commitment, the discipline. Only rare human beings have these qualities. Only the very best among us. Then there's failure. Because we all know that it is coming. It is human nature. I mean, find me a successful human that has never failed. You can't. They don't exist. The only difference between the extremely successful among us in any field and the unknown, the only difference, the successful guy didn't give up. He found a way when there seemed to be no way. The other guy, he threw in the towel. Failure is simply learning another way not to do something. There are great lessons in failure. When it comes to success, there is rarely ever a time when luck comes into play. Hard work, however, always comes into play. There is no greater satisfaction in life than that of hard work paying off. No greater satisfaction than knowing you are self-made. Take action while all others are sitting on their hands. The great difference between the somebodies and the nobodies very often only comes down to who is willing to take action. Who is willing to put in the work, the grind. Are you willing?
Awesome. Great video. Are you willing to put in the work? And obviously each and every one of you guys are, because you are here tonight taking time away from your family and you're putting in the work right now to learn about your business, about our topic today, about entrepreneurship. This is something Isla and myself are very, very passionate about. We literally have been in this business of home-based businesses since 2012. We just actually surpassed our 8-year anniversary on November 16th. And being part of network marketing, being part of home-based businesses, being part of entrepreneurship. You know, and a little background real quick of myself. If you guys don't know my story, we may have a lot of new travel agents that just joined. Welcome, welcome to the Evolution Travel family. For everyone that's brand new, and like KBM said earlier, you know, for everyone breaking ranks, executive bronze, silvers, golds, platinums, you know, congratulations to each and every one of you guys on your, you know, success. And, you know, for myself, you know, I was always an entrepreneur, sold candy as a kid. I knew that how powerful it was that I could buy something and then go ahead and just sell it, right, for more money, right? I would go to Smart and Final, buy the boxes of candy, and then break it up and sell it in school. And that's how I would actually have more money in my pocket than my mom and dad would give me for lunch money, right, to go to school. So I learned the power of that, having, you know, my own money, making my own money as a kid. And, you know, my story is a lot different from Isla's. I'll let Isla share her story before we actually jump into the slides.
Yeah, for me, it makes me think back first when I was watching that video, something that stood out to me. Hold on, someone in the chat box is saying the sound is very low.
Okay.
Is that for everyone? Can you guys hear us okay? Go ahead and type in the chat box. Okay, someone says good for me. So maybe it is your device. You may want to try.
Donna, try to log out and then log back in. Sometimes it does that. Type some 8s in the chat box if you guys can hear us okay. Shoot, you guys better hear us good. We just bought this dang microphone.
He got a microphone for Christmas, and he is really excited to use this.
Right. I actually put it on my little wish list, and my sister bought it for me. So shoot, you guys better hear us.
It had good reviews on Amazon.
Okay.
Okay.
So awesome. Yeah. If you don't have sound, check your volume, and then also try to log out and log back in. Sometimes it helps like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So just watching that video reminded me of when he said, you know, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you could spend the rest of your life like most people can't. And there's a lot of people, even maybe within this company, that are not on this call. But guess what? They are going to be living not like an entrepreneur, doing things that maybe they don't want to in the beginning, but having a lifetime of what they want, right? Living out their dreams. And it takes that sacrifice in the beginning as an entrepreneur. And Derek said it best, you know, we've been in this home-based business industry for over 8 years now. And it took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of time away from the things we wanted to do. We wanted to have the reward before putting in all the risk, right? We wanted that instant gratification up front, but as an entrepreneur, you have to put in that work. You have to put in that sweat equity to get the reward after, right? It's a delayed satisfaction after, delayed gratification. And it just brought me back to that, because I just remember all the hard, times that we had as entrepreneurs. But guess what? All the benefits that it gave us. You know, Derek no longer has to worry about clocking into a boss besides our daughter now, right? She's the new boss. But because of taking that risk and that step towards entrepreneurship. So I definitely want to commend everyone on this line who chose entrepreneurship, who chose to be on tonight's call rather than doing something else that wasn't productive towards our business, right? We could have been doing anything else besides being on this call right now. So give yourselves a hand. And if you've ever been on any of our trainings, you know that we love to be interactive, right? So we definitely want to hear from everyone else within this group that's on tonight. We love to interact with everyone.
Get the chat box ready, because we're going to do a lot of interaction tonight. That's what we actually feed off of, is interaction. So
yes.
You guys don't be shy to use that chat box. Okay,
right.
So our topic today, of course, again, entrepreneurship. We're super excited because every single day we have a chance. You know, they say great morning or good morning, right? And it's always something something new, right? That you can actually, when you wake up, it's a brand new day, right? A brand new start, right? You can sleep off all the negativity, sleep off all the stuff. Maybe you had a bad day, or, you know, things weren't going your way, but we could always wake up the next morning and learn something new and continue to grow, right?
We also I remember we had a former mentor of ours. It didn't matter what time of the day it was. What would he always say? Good morning. Why?
Always.
Because every moment we can start new.
Right. It would be straight dark outside. And he was always saying, good morning.
Exactly. So you're always learning and growing. What are you feeding your mind as an entrepreneur? Being an employee myself, I can, give a testimony of when you're an employee. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck in that same routine, right? Get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., whatever it is, get ready, get the kids ready, whatever your routine is. Maybe now you're working from home. So you get yourself situated, you work for 8 hours, maybe you take a 30-minute to an hour lunch. And then after work, you do your routine with the family, you have dinner, do everything else. And then what do you do the next day? The same thing over and over again.
Same thing.
And we can kind of, someone said, thank you, Groundhog Day. Exactly. It's like Groundhog Day because you're doing the same thing over and over again. And that was one of the wake up calls for me. I remember clearly I was at a job. I had a great job at that time. I had a great title. I loved my title. I was proud of my title. It was the most money I was ever making at that job, San Francisco, out here in the Bay Area. And I just remember looking out the window and I said, there has got to be more to life than what I'm doing. Staring at this computer, day in and day out, it's the same routine. I had the same tea every morning. I took the same route every day to work. I did the same exact routine, going to bed, waking up. My alarm clock never changed. It was always, I think I woke up at 6 a.m. at that time, Monday through Friday, and I just felt like a robot. Has anyone ever felt like being an employee can almost make you feel like a robot? And then you look back and 5 years have passed. And then you say, what have I done with the last 5 years of my life? And it's crazy how the universe works because I was actually just trying to figure out my life at that point. This was 8 years ago, over 8 years ago, before I got to become an entrepreneur. And I came across this book. Oh, I think I still have that book. I'm looking at it right now. It's called The 1 Minute Millionaire. I was looking up, I love books. I was looking up all different books. And this book I came across, I said, okay, something's got to give. I know I'm worth more. I know I'm destined for more. There's more to life than just paying my bills. So here I am looking at this book. I read it. And at our very first convention of being in home-based business industry, my very first convention, they showed that book on the screen. And I knew at that point that I knew I was on the right path because
The universe was actually giving you what you wanted.
the universe was giving me what I wanted because I asked for it. And sometimes we have to find our own aha moments.
Yeah, you have to put it out there in the universe. Put out there what you want, because sometimes we don't ask for what we want, right? Put it out there in the universe. The more you focus on that, actually, the universe will give it to you. The law of attraction. That's a real law, and it was crazy because if you guys knew me 8 years ago, I was uh stinking thinking. I still got a lot of stuff that I'm, like pretty much just like this photo right here, this slide you guys see, right? I had a lot of I grew up in pretty much I was an entrepreneur in the streets, right? I was in pharmaceutical street sales, and there's a lot of negativity that goes with that, but I had to drain a lot of that stuff out and wash it out with personal development. Honestly, personal development really changed the way that my thought process now, right? Because what you don't know is what you don't know. And so, like, a lot of things now that I know about is all in a book or all in an audio, YouTube, Google. Like, there's so much information that's
Free
out
information.
there.
A lot of
Free.
time it's free.
Absolutely. We just have to go out there and research it, right? And everyone's different on what they need to work on, right? We're not all perfect, right? There's only the universe is perfect, but not us. So there's always something where we can grow on, right? Type some eights in the chat box if you guys are with me on that. Like, we always can learn something new, and there's always something that we can work on, right? We can all agree that we're all not perfect, right? We have our faults, right? We have our things that we're not great at, but we know that, right? And just like making slides, I'm not the greatest at making slides, but Isla is. She's great at that, right? So we use your strengths, of course, but you want to kind of grow your weaknesses, if that makes sense, right?
It's so crazy that you're bringing this up because, as Derek said, I created the slides. So a lot of the times he doesn't know what's on the slides. Like next slide. He probably doesn't know what the next slide is. But when I was researching more about entrepreneurship, it said entrepreneurs focus on their strengths and they don't wait to be a perfectionist to start something.
Right.
They just start it, and they know that through the process, they are going to continue to learn and grow. And they're going to evolve and be around people where they can learn the things that they don't know. So Derek is so smart and on point with that as an entrepreneur, because he says, I don't have that strength, but guess what? I'm going to work smarter and not harder and work with Isla to do what she's good at, right? And so that's one of characteristics of being an entrepreneur, is focusing on your strengths. And a lot of the times employees focus on their weakness and how to fix their weakness. But entrepreneurs know that you're not going to be great at everything. But if you wait and wait and wait to be great at everything, it will never get done. So it's about being okay with not being the most knowledgeable travel agent. It's okay if you're not the most knowledgeable. It's okay if you don't know everything about group cruises. It's okay if you don't know what CBD is. It's okay. But guess what? Entrepreneurs have the mindset, here's the opportunity. I am going to make it happen one way or the other. It doesn't matter, because I see the opportunity and I am going to make it happen. That's the mindset of an entrepreneur. And so if you're always learning and growing, I want everyone to type in the chat box.
Maybe their one.
Yeah, okay, one.
Type one favorite book or audio that really resonated with you guys, that actually pushed you more in the entrepreneurship lifestyle, I would like to say. Go ahead and type one book. You could type 2 books if you want, right? And let's have the chat box fill up with different books, so people that have not been able to read these books or never even heard about this book, or maybe this YouTube, that you listen to all the time, whatever it is, type it in the chat box so others can learn from that, right? We all have something that we can learn from each other. So
yes, The 1 Minute Millionaire is by Mark Hansen. Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, amazing. I was listening to him since I was like 17 years old. I didn't even know anything about anything. But I just remember, the concept of it. One of my things growing up was always like, if there's all these successful rich people who are living the dream, why not me? What do they have that I don't have? And that's what really started opening me up into entrepreneurship.
You got
Who Moved My Cheese,
Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, that's
The
T. Harv Eker,
Secrets,
Think and Grow Rich. All these books we actually own, like literally. So you guys are definitely on the right track. Who Moved My Cheese? I mean, if you guys are like really listening to audio and reading books, all these books are powerful books. John Maxwell, The Power of Five. There's so many books that John Maxwell has. If you guys are more into the spiritual side, with God, John Maxwell is amazing.
On leadership, especially leadership.
Yeah.
The Secret, I see that a couple times in the chat box. They even have The Secret movie. So if you're not a big reader, that's okay. There's other ways to get the information, right? Don't limit yourself. There's other ways to hear it, to watch it. If you have Netflix, I want you to stop binge watching whatever it is you're binge watching and watch 2 things. What's the one by Tony Robbins called again? I Am Not Your Guru.
Mm-hmm.
I Am Not Your Guru on Netflix. I want you to watch that. I want you to watch The Secret on Netflix. They are on there. And if you are about health, also watch Game Changers. I'm just going to throw that in there. Game Changers. Because I believe health is wealth. And I want to give it up to Derek for being plant-based for a whole, 7 days now?
7 days on this
7 days plant-based. We are on a 90-day plant-based challenge with us and another one of our good friends. We know that dairy and all that stuff we're not big advocates for. And so I'm just super proud, because if you knew Derek, he's a big meat eater, loves, what do you love?
Pizza, steak, all that stuff. So 7 days is a long time for me.
Right.
Family. Growing up in a Filipino
You are
household,
always learning and growing. See, you learn how to be plant-based.
Always, right? And it's a thing too, to kind of just see if I can do it. And I know I can do it, right? Everything that we do in life is a mindset.
It
Right?
absolutely is. So
So,
congratulations to you, sir, for getting
right.
through 7 days. I've been a pescatarian for over, I think, 4 years now. So it's a little bit easier for me to become plant-based. But, you know, I would love my dairy. So now it's time to say bye-bye to that. But anyways, those are some things to watch on Netflix. And thank you guys for getting on the 5 levels of attachment, The Secret. What else? 4 agreements. We just talked about this with one of our good friends. Again,
Just talked about it like
just talked about it. 4 agreements is so profound. The Alchemist is one of my all-time favorite books. It is so simple, but if you're just like, you need something deep but a good read that's quick, I highly recommend The Alchemist.
The other movie on Netflix,
I Am Not Your
Naomi,
Guru.
I'm Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins.
Yes, anything by Tony Robbins is amazing. We were fortunate enough to see him a couple times live, and he's just an amazing person. All right.
So you decide what to do with time, okay? You guys all know time is our most precious resource out there, right? Money is awesome, but we can look right now in our bank account, we can look in our Cash App, we can look in our Venmo, we can look in our credit card statements, whatever it is, and we could see visually how much money we have, right? And we know that, right? How much money, how much credit balance we have. Sometimes we might not have even enough balance, right? So some months, but one thing we never know is how much time do we have? We don't know that. So we have to make sure that we're utilizing each and every single minute of our life to something that is going to bring us happiness, to something that is going to move us forward in our goals. For myself, I'm again, like I said, I'm very blessed, very fortunate that I'm able to be a full-time stay-at-home dad to our daughter, right? And I'm able to wake up, do webinars, right? If you guys are also a part of our other company, Epic, you guys, if for everyone that's brand new here, Evolution Travel, we started this back in 2016 with our founder, David McCovey. We just launched our trading company, Epic Trading. And having 2 businesses along with the CBD products. I don't know if you guys are taking the tea. Just got my tea in yesterday.
I love the CBD products, by the way. I do not go a day without taking my CBD tincture every single night.
Right. So we have to figure out how we're going to utilize our time. Right.
But I think most important with this slide is really, as an entrepreneur, you get to decide what to do at that time.
Right.
Because when you're an employee, your time is not your time. Your time is committed to your company, right? When they say you need to clock in at 8 o'clock, are we all clocked in at 8 o'clock? Absolutely, right? But when you're an entrepreneur, you clock into your own schedule, your own time. And for me, that is the most precious thing ever, is time freedom. Because without time freedom, you're just working for someone else's dreams.
You're building literally someone else's dreams. You're building an entrepreneur's dreams, right? When you're an employee, and there's nothing wrong with being an employee.
Nothing wrong with being an employee. You're blessed if you have a job.
Right. There's millions
1,000%.
Millions of people right now that don't have that luxury of having a job. But just know that you can never put the ceiling on yourself, because whatever you're getting paid right now per hour, I promise you that you are worth way more than that dollar amount. And I don't care if you're making $300 an hour at your job. Type a 1 in the chat box if you're making $200 an hour, $300 an hour, right? It's great money, yes, but it's still a cap, right? If you guys are paying attention to what's going on right now in the world with people that are investing in the whole crazy thing right now with GameStop, right? And the Dogecoin, there's a lot of different things. Like, you have kids literally that are investing money, that are 18 years old, 20 years old, that are investing money, right, into these stocks. And now you have, their lives have been changed, right? Because of the time that they took to do the research, and they put the risk out, because with being an entrepreneur, there is no reward without putting out the risk. You have to risk something in order to get something back.
Absolutely.
So again, the world, what we have right now going on in the world, we didn't have these things 30 years ago, right? 20 years ago, so different. Technology has just evolved so much. So now in this day and age, you can literally make money from your phone, which each and every one of you guys right now are doing. You're setting up travel bookings for this entire year as things start to open up, right? Yes, we have restrictions, but of course, like anything else, those will subside, right? And over time, things will slowly get back to, I don't want to say how they used to be, but they're going to start to get back somewhat normal, right? Just to be able to travel again, right, and just freely, with just, for us being travel agents, that's tough, right? And people are still traveling.
And I would say, even if it's not the travel, like everyone's, I believe, if you know anything about anxiety, everyone's anxiety level went up from 2020, right? What does CBD help with, right? Does not cure, but help with. See, it helps with my anxiety for sure. I know for sure I could not get through a good night's rest without my CBD, because I don't know, being a mother, new mother, and all the things that come with that, you're constantly thinking about the health and wealth of your child, and then so much things can go on through your mind, and that CBD just helps me to relax. So even if travel is slowed down for right now, that's temporary, but you still have a money-making machine in your hand right now. You can still have the ability to sell CBD on your phone right now. Your business is running 24/7. How many salons, massage therapist places, restaurants can say that their business is running 24 hours a day?
We're pretty much like 7-Eleven.
We are.
Open up 24/7, right? As long as you have your back office and you're active, hey, you're open for business, right? And going back to the time thing is, time freedom is so powerful, because just to wake up when you want to wake up is just powerful, right? And when you want to go to bed, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to bed whenever I want to go to bed. I don't have to go to bed, or I don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. That was like one of my biggest goals.
But what's
right?
crazy is you have a lot of alarm clocks set.
I do. Right. I set up multiple alarm clocks, right? Because of what
all the webinars he has, and
right.
podcasts that he listens to, and things that are happening. He's the person that has the most alarms set on his phone.
I need reminders for everything.
He does. He sets an alarm to remind him that the next alarm is coming up.
That's the way for me because we're so busy and running around doing things. That's the way for me that keeps me accountable. So I'm like, okay, boom, 5 minutes. I got to jump on this webinar so I could get some more teachings, right? To get some more learnings. Tonight, I don't know if you guys know, but 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, in about 3 hours, we got Elon Musk is jumping on Clubhouse. So I'm going to be on that. So, there's so many different things that's going on. And for me as an entrepreneur, I have to make sure that I'm following successful entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Right? You got to follow the people that are doing the things and have the things that you want, right? You guys all know who Elon Musk is. So, just powerful information, as far as when you get to be able to have the time to do whatever it is that you want. And everyone's different, right? Whatever it is that you want out of this business, you just have to make sure that you carve out time for it. If you want to be the top travel booker in this business, you have to make sure you're putting out time for this business, an hour a day, right? Or after your job, are you putting at least an hour to learn? Are you taking certifications with these vendors? Are you jumping on the Archer in the travel cafe? Are you looking through your back office, right? If you're building, are you following up with the prospects and the guests that you invited to these calls? Are you doing the necessary things for you to overall get your time back, right?
And I would say too, even as an entrepreneur, just the other side of that, at your job, we're so used to knowing what to do because our boss always tells us what to do, right? But as an entrepreneur, you have to set your schedule. You have to set your own alarms to be successful. So when you have your own time freedom, make sure that you're utilizing that time efficiently, right? Okay, so let's get to the next slide. Oh, I like this one as an entrepreneur.
No income cap, right? This one's huge. Now, we do have an income cap when you're looking at it as far as like the compensation plan, right? Because we have, our platinums is 8-star platinum, right? You go all the way up, right? And if you're in our other company, that goes all the way to Epic, right? $1 million a month. So we do have a cap, but that's a good cap, you can say, right? $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 per month is
A
what
huge.
people make on a
Right.
yearly salary. So when we start to understand the power of what your capability is, when you start to learn more and you're exposed to more things and more people, that $100,000 a month is really not that much, depending on the exposure that you have, right? Because you got people that are making $100,000 a week. So I've because I put myself around people that do better than me. I want to make sure I'm always, I like to say, the dumbest person in the room. I want to be able to learn from the people that I'm around, right? And with them, I always want to be the person that's not making the most money in the room, because then you're always going to be in student mode, right? You have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more and shut up. Don't talk, right? You want to be more observative. You want to listen more. When I'm around David McCovey, our founder, I always try to listen, right? Everything that he says and everything that he does for both of our companies, you have to see where he came from, right? All of us know when we first started in our first company, yeah, he was making, when he left that check, he made almost $100,000 in our first company we were with, and he walked away from that.
In 1 month.
He made that in 1 month, right? And he walked away from that check we all went to another company. Now, most of the people would have probably stayed because they probably would have had the fear of losing that income, right? But as an entrepreneur, a true entrepreneur, he said, you know what? I'm out. There's better things that is waiting for me, and I can help more people with this next vehicle. So then boom, he moved. And if you guys know his story, he's never put an income cap on himself, right? And he's always moved his goals up. Like I always tell him, like whatever he makes, I need to make at least 10% of what you're making because I'm around him a lot, right? Yeah, because of the pandemic and all these different things, it kind of I haven't been able to be there as much as I usually am. Vegas is my second home. You guys know that's where he lives. But we still talk pretty much every single day, right? Very busy person. But you just always have to make sure, look on your phone, right? The last 5 people that you have talked to, are they uplifting you? Are they a positive influence in your life to help you get to a higher income, right? Are they helping you get to a higher income, right? Are they draining your battery instead of recharging you?
Right.
Look at that. The last 5 people that you talk to, or the last 5 people that you text with, ask yourself that. You don't have to put it in the chat box, but look at that and ask yourself, are these people worthy of my time? Are they adding value in my life, right? Not saying that if it's your family, whatever, you don't have to, disown them, but just know where you're putting your time, right? Again, we all have 24 hours in a day. How are you utilizing your time to get to a better position for you and your family?
And I think as an employee, going back to your income, it is capped. Yes or yes or yes or yes.
Yes. Yeah.
You are absolutely capped. It does not matter how hard you work, how many hours you put in. It doesn't matter how many people you talk to, how many travel bookings you do. It doesn't matter. If you are an employee, you can work harder than Joe Schmo who sits next to you. And guess what? You're going to be making the same amount of income. And guess what? The next year, what is the average pay increase for an employee? Less than $1? Most companies, $1, a couple dollars. So in 5 years, let's just say you make $1 raise every year. In 5 years, you're only going to be making $5 more per hour. You are worth more than that. You are worth more than that. And I know, because I, as an employee, turned to an entrepreneur, I know the security it has of having a job. But can we all agree that in 2020, we can all agree that jobs are just not that secure, right? It's out of our control sometimes. So what can we control? Our businesses, what we do with our time to make a successful business, how we can move forward to having a no income cap business, knowing that when we work harder, we make more money. And sometimes working harder just means working smarter, right? Because you could be making money from in your bed, right? In pajamas. You could be making money from your phone on your time. And again, we're not knocking jobs because, you know, we're blessed to have jobs, and those who have jobs are very blessed, but you deserve more. And I think that's the main message we're trying to send here is you deserve more and you can receive more as an entrepreneur.
Right. And remember, you got to ask for it.
You gotta ask for
Put
it.
it out there in the universe, right? Of course, you have to put a plan of action as well, right? Plan your work. You have to plan your work and then work your plan.
Absolutely. Donna says, didn't get a raise the last 3 years I worked. Imagine that. 3 years that you dedicate your time, your loyalty, you know, you clock in at the right time, you put in your hard work, and no raise. You know, every year I always told myself that I want to increase my income every year. I would say I want to double my income, because even if I don't double my income every year, I'm going to fall short and still be more than what I was making the prior year. At my company that I was working at a job, I left that company 2 times and came back and made more money because I was always unsatisfied being an employee. It's like that thing, you can't get the entrepreneur out of somebody, right? Once they are open to it and they know better and they can do better, it's hard to get that entrepreneurial spirit out of you. Let's see. Let's read some of the comments here. I worked for the state of California in July 2020. The state took away 2 paid days and gave me 16 hours instead. I love being an entrepreneur. See, absolutely. Entrepreneur. Give yourself that no income cap.
And you know, if during 2020, you know, what happened with the pandemic and the crisis and all this stuff, if it didn't wake you guys up, then
It should have.
right, you guys really need to wake up, because everything is not promised. I mean, honestly, and it just showed really like what's going on right now, right? That they can lock us down and boom, from right there. If the government says, hey, look, we got to stay in our homes, right? And not all of us, we all may have our own opinions on whatever it may be, right? But we're not going to get super political. But just know that your job is not guaranteed, right? Ever. We can always we can never say that it's always going to be there, because it just showed right there, 2020. I mean, a lot of people, there was so much uncertainty, right? And you don't know if your job's going to shut down. You're going to get laid off because they got to do budget cuts or whatever the case may be. And it could be, you know, you could have been that with that job. I'm pretty sure people are at their jobs for 20, 30 years. And because their company shut down, they're out of a job now, right? So just know that once you learn a lifelong skill set, being a travel agent, right? Being an entrepreneur, selling CBD, being part of our other company, if you guys are part of that, trading, whatever it may be, right? And maybe you're doing other businesses as well. And this is just just one of your other streams of income that's bringing in income for you. Awesome. Okay. Never put a income cap on yourself, even if you think that dollar amount is a lot. Again, remember, $100,000 a month is not a lot of money, family. I'm telling you guys that right now. And no, me and Isla, we don't make $100,000 a month. But I'm telling you guys now, I have met and I know people that make $100,000 a week. So now your belief should actually be higher, right? Because you've been exposed to that. And if you haven't, you have now, because I just told you guys that it's possible. You can make $100,000 a week. Put that out in the universe, right? I am grateful, I am thankful, and I am receiving $100,000 a week through my business.
Even if you fall short. Is that good?
That's great, right? Then boom, maybe then that'll put you in the 10,000 a week category, right?
Right.
And that's still awesome, right? But again, you never sell yourself short because there's no income cap, because you can make 100 a week. So it's all mindset, family. You direct your destiny, right? This is so powerful. Some of you guys you may know this quote already by Nelson Mandela. I am the master of my fate and the captain of my destiny. That is profound, right? That is powerful if you really look at what that says. Okay. And well, what does that mean to you, Isla? This is a lot of it when we do our trainings, we like to be super interactive, but it always brings us back to where we've been before, right? And how far we've come.
right? And that just goes back to entrepreneurship. It's having control over your destiny. You know, knowing that as long as I put in the work and I stay committed, I stay dedicated, I stay consistent with my business, I can direct where my future goes, right? In a company, when you're an employee, you don't have control over that. And that was my biggest thing, is like I just knew, like I knew that there was more. There was more for life. And my mom would always tell me, you know, growing up, don't just live to pay bills. And that always stuck with me. I think that's why she planted that seed. She planted that seed in me when I was very young. She would always write in like the cards, or she would always write like letters to me, and tell me like, don't just live to pay your bills, because that's not what life is about. I'm sure whoever you believe in, whether it's God, the universe, whoever, want more for you, right? This life that we are in right now is telling you that life is more about living it, enjoying it, having your time freedom, being with the ones that you love, whatever it is that you enjoy. You deserve that. These bills, they're just bills, right? Work to live, not live to work. Yes, Stephanie, that's awesome. And congratulations to Sheila, who marks 4 years of being a full-time entrepreneur, having direct control of your destiny, Sheila. Absolutely. That is powerful. So, you know, take a picture of this, whatever you need to do, make this part of your daily affirmations. If you don't have some, start creating affirmations for yourself. All a belief is saying a thought over and over and over and over to yourself until you believe it. And then guess what? That manifests into whatever you believe. Whatever you believe manifests. So I am the master of my fate and the captain of my destiny. Say that over and over until that lie becomes the truth. It will manifest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is good. We're going to get through this quick. I can't believe it's already 7:19.
I know. So the characteristics of an entrepreneur. All right.
Let's imagine this is you here. Put your face right here in the middle and ask yourself, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes? Are you ambitious? You know, do you have a vision and a gut-wrenching need to see it through? You know, they always say, like, if you treat your business like a hobby, you're going to have hobby income. And I don't think hobbies pay, right? You got to treat this like a business. You have to have a strong why where this needs to be successful. You need to make sure that this business, Evolution Travel, my CBD business, whatever business you have, this needs to be successful. And how is if you're ambitious. You need to have that self-confidence within yourself. And yes, it's going to waver at times. Sometimes you're not going to believe in yourself. There's going to be times where people, you know, make you do all these things to get a quote for them, or ask you all these questions about CBD and blow up your phone for a whole week and then not buy any product from you. That's going to happen. But you have to believe in yourself and ultimately your business. Are you adaptable? Things are not always going to go the way you want, right? In this 8 years, Derek, would you say that entrepreneurship has been an easy, steady, flowing ride with no humps or hurdles or bumps or?
Absolutely not. No, you know, the world we live in with the microwave mentality, right? We want instant gratification. It's not always like that, right? If you look at any billionaire or millionaire out there, they've had to go through so much sacrifice, so many failures, right? To get to your goals, you're going to have to fail a lot, right? There's nothing wrong with failure, because you have to look at failure as a lesson, right? You just know one way not to do it anymore, right? And you go a different route, figure it out, and then now you're going to be able to become victorious on that, right? You're not going to play the victim and be sad about it or be emotional about it, right? This business is a emotional roller coaster that you want to keep as even keel as you can, but you want to make sure that you're always pushing forward. Okay. No matter what, you want to know that things are not always going to be the way that you feel that it's going to go, right? Someone's going to join your business and then they're going to quit the next 12 hours. Someone's going to say they're going to book with you and you did a quote and you did 10 quotes for them and you spent 5 hours with them and then they go and book it on another website, right? that's going to happen to you. If you're booking travel and that hasn't happened to you yet, you haven't been booking as much travel. Okay. Trust me, it's going to happen to you.
It's going to happen to you.
For all my travel bookers here, how many quotes have you guys done for free and people still haven't booked through you? I'm gonna watch this chat box fill up, right? Because it's going to happen to you. It's inevitable.
And that's why you have to be able to think on your feet. You have to be okay with that. And ultimately, you have to be adaptable and humble. Can you check your ego? You may need to ask for help to hit certain milestones. You know, for us, you know, like Derek mentioned before, we don't always want to be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room all the time, you need to find another room because you're not growing. If you are the person with the highest growth, the highest income in the room, then how are you going to get to the next level? You need to always surround yourself, put your ego aside. Can you say your lovely quote that you love to say about your ego?
Love it. Yeah, your ego is not your amigo. Okay.
Your ego
is not your amigo.
is not your amigo.
Ego stands for edging God out. So you have to put your ego aside and just know that you don't know everything all the time, right? And you have to ask for help. You have to ask your sponsor who brought you into business. If they don't know the answer, it's okay. We're going to find the answer for you. That's what's great about our company. You can go to your next person, the silver consultant, your gold consultant, right? We have amazing trainers here that we train every single Sunday on these calls. Are you guys jumping on these calls every Sunday? Are you promoting it to your teams? Everyone has their own, again, strength, their skill set, right? So I hope you guys are getting value from this. Type some 8s in the chat box if you guys are taking some notes and you guys are, if a light bulb has clicked for you guys and now your switch is on, type some 8s in the chat box. Hardworking, you wear all the hats, expect long hours, especially in the beginning, right? Sometimes I go to bed, I do webinars at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I jump on those, and sometimes those last for 2 hours. So it's 1 a.m. And then I got to wake up at 5 a.m. So I'm going to sleep on 3-4 hours of sleep to jump on the next webinar, right? Are you guys willing to put in the work to learn in order to get the results that you want for your goals, right? This entrepreneur lifestyle, you're actually working super, super hard for yourself, right? And it's hard. I don't want to say it's hard, but it's an adjustment to actually become an entrepreneurship because you have to go. No one's going to tell you to go wake up at 5 a.m. to jump on a webinar. No one's going to tell you to go on a webinar at 11 p.m., right? You have to be willing to do those things if you want to be successful on the things that you have written down as your goals, right? And the goals is a whole nother training, right? But go ahead.
And you have to imagine the person that you work for right now was doing all that for them to hire you as the employee. The person that is your CEO at your current jobs company, whoever that person is, your boss, they were the ones who were putting in the long hours in the beginning to hire us as the employees.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to all the employees, right? Like that are at work and they have their earphones and they're listening to webinars or podcasts, right? While they're working. That's huge because you're actually learning on while you're working, right? Because you know that you're not supposed to be there, right? You have bigger goals and dreams. But
again, we are not here to downplay anything about jobs. They are amazing for a lot of people, but for us, we know the possibilities, the opportunities that entrepreneurship will give you, the better quality of life that you'll have by having control over your life.
Yeah, it's so much, you get less stress, right? You don't have to drive in traffic, to get to your job. The more you work harder on your business, the less you have to work harder at your job, right? You want to work harder actually for yourself than your boss.
And that's why I love Jim Rohn. If you don't follow Jim Rohn, amazing leader.
He's the godfather of personal development. Look
and
him
he
up
says,
on YouTube.
Profits are better than wages. Profits are better than wages. Okay, you have to be persuasive. You need to be able to sell your business and yourself to anyone at any time. What does that mean? Someone needs to look at you and know that you're a confident entrepreneur. You are a confident CBD store business owner. You're a confident travel agent. Whatever business it is that you're doing, they need to know that they can have confidence in you to be a customer of yours. So you have to be persuasive in a way. I was never the type to be an extrovert and know how to sell. But when you believe in something so much, it doesn't even feel like selling anymore because you're so passionate and you know and you believe in it. So you have to have that ability to sell your business and yourself to anyone at any time. This is huge. And we're going to wrap this up quick because I know we're running out of time. You have to be comfortable with risk. Derek mentioned that earlier. You have to be comfortable. And I think that's the biggest thing with people is they're not willing to risk. They're so okay with being okay, right? And maybe they're not okay with being okay, but they're not willing to risk and get out of that comfort zone, that warm, lovely, comfortable bubble that they stay in, right? A lot of people are not okay with it. And that's why majority of the world are not that 1% that are successful, rich, and living the life they want because they were never comfortable with risk. So you have to love the idea of a calculated risk because it is you who is making decisions. So love the idea of a calculated risk because it is you who's making decisions. So you have to know that with anything that's worth it, there comes risk, but there's a huge reward. And an unwavering passion. Again, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. There's going to be tough days, but your passion is going to carry you through. I promise you that. Just stick with it. Always know your why. Never, ever, ever forget your why you started this business. For us, our why got stronger. It evolved over time. Now, of course, it's our daughter because we don't ever want to have to send our daughter to a daycare, right? Because both of us have to work at a job. It's okay to send her to grandma's because she loves it there. But Derek is the full-time stay-at-home dad. That's what we wanted, our passion. We don't want that to give up our time freedom because our daughter is our passion. And we're going to leave this here for everyone because I'm sure there are a ton of people who can attest to this, that everyone can tell you the risk, right? Whether it's your mom, your dad, your best friends, your cousins, your uncle, your neighbors, your coworkers, they can all tell you the risk of being an entrepreneur. They can tell you the risk of, oh, maybe you shouldn't start one of those things. Maybe you shouldn't start a home-based business. What do you know about business? They could all tell you the risk, but guess what? An entrepreneur can see the reward. An entrepreneur, you on the line right now listening to us today, an entrepreneur, you are the entrepreneur. You can see the reward. And that is also by Robert Kiyosaki. So look him up. Guys, this has been an amazing training. We love getting on these calls and just speaking from the heart from, our journey from being entrepreneurs since over 8 years ago. So never forget that it takes risk, but there will always be a reward at the end of it. And enjoy the process, you guys. Enjoy what you're doing. I love being a part of something that's so positive and uplifting in our lives, and so many people who are involved, business partners that have become family. Have a good time building your business, or what is it worth? You don't want to just always look at the end result. You want to be the best version of yourself every single day, because it's the everyday, it's the in-between journey that is going to make it all worth it.
And, if you guys don't follow Robert Kiyosaki, he's definitely one of the godfathers as well. Follow him. Thank you guys so much for your time. We know that we're over time. And we just appreciate each and every one of you guys for spending your Sunday evening with us. I mean, you definitely could have did anything else other than being on here. So we appreciate all of you entrepreneurs. We wish nothing but huge blessings on each and every one of you guys. We want every one of you guys to succeed. So always reach out to all your leaders. You guys can always friend us. I'm going to put all of our handles here. You guys can take a screenshot. That's our Instagram, Facebook. We have a YouTube page as well. Jump on our YouTube. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me on Clubhouse. We're always putting out information as much as we can to keep you guys updated with everything that's going on in evolution and the CBD side. So, definitely tap in with us, add us on there. We'll follow each other. And I want to make sure that, you guys just know that you're always going to be worth more than what someone puts you on that hour that they're giving you. So shout out to all of you amazing entrepreneurs. I am Derek Velasquez, and this is
Isla Camille.
Together We Are DNA. driven and ambitious is what you should be every single day. Thank you. We're going to send this right back over to KBM. Appreciate you, Kathy. Close us out.
Thank you so much. Yes, all the love in the chat box. Clap it up for our king and queen master trainers, Derek and Isla Velasquez. Thank you, family. That was powerful, powerful training. I hope we all took notes. Family, this video will be posted, if not tonight, tomorrow. I know it's getting a little late. On our Evolution Enterprises page. Definitely have an amazing week. Stay safe out there. Use each and every one of these tools you learned tonight to grow your business. But first and foremost, definitely set your mind right. It's all about mindset. So once we change our minds, we change our life. Thank you. Love you, family. Have an amazing week on purpose. Talk to you soon. Until next time, God bless, peace, and good night. This session is officially over.